Welcome back, everybody. This is Homesteads and Homeschools, a Thursday edition I like to call the Good View Quarter, a little update of the happenings around here. This is the 10th update, which means you can find the show notes for this at homesteadsandhomeschools.com/GVQ10. In there might be some pictures, definitely going to be some pictures, probably some recipes, and I'll get into that as to why in a little bit. But before I get on with everything we got going on the outside and all the homesteading stuff, we're going to talk about some homeschooling stuff because that's what we're going to talk about. We were going to start. We run our homeschool year a little different than the public school year. We like to get started earlier so we can kind of take more time here and there, and if we want to go take a week off and go plant vegetables, we can do that. If we want to take a week off and go visit family up north, we can do that, or whatever the case may be. We like to have some of that leeway, have some of those days banked, so when the state comes looking, we have paperwork there for it all. So we're going to try to start, I think, last week, and we kind of put it off, and we're going to start this week, and we're putting it off again. And one of the reasons we're putting it off, one, we're busy, but two, we use the Moving Beyond the Page curriculum. We like it so far. We've used it for the last 3 years, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes. That is an affiliate link, so you can click through on that if you want, but just be forewarned. Anyway, we use it. It uses books, lots of like library books and stuff, so, and rather than get them on Amazon, where it's going to be a significant amount of money by the end of a school year, we'll get what we can from the library. And we're pretty good at getting the books we need from the library. And if our library doesn't have them, it's a smaller library, we'll request them through the interlibrary loan. Well, we pulled up the website to do that, and I met with a big COVID banner. Libraries are still closed. So we're open, Georgia is open, but the libraries are still closed. Now, they have drive-through hours where you can request a book and go pick it up, and they tell you when you have to come and pick it up. And but in terms of requesting books from other libraries on interlibrary loan, it's proving to be a rather time-consuming process. It's been 2.5 weeks now, 3 weeks almost, and those books that are coming from some other library have yet to arrive. It's kind of obnoxious. It's really almost laughable at this point. I haven't talked much about the Coov on this show. I try to keep it out of it, but finally, some of the books came into the library, and they called me to set up a time to go pick them up. Right? I couldn't just show up and step up to the front desk. I had to make an appointment to pick up books. Now, the library, come on, man. The library is not a banging place, right? There's not bodies all over in the library. It's quiet. People are spread out. It's not very well frequented, but it's still shut down. So I have to make an appointment to go pick up my books. So I make an appointment, and the only time I can get there is a week from the day that they called. Great. So a week later, I'll finally get the books that they have. So Friday morning rolls around, and I can't remember the time. I couldn't remember what time it was, 10, 11. So I called and found out and said, okay, I'll be down there at 11. I get down there, and I pull up to the front of the library. I go to get out of my car, and I walk up to the door, and I see the lady on the other side of the door. It's kind of shadowy inside, so I didn't have a real clear view of her. And I'm kind of peering through the window, and boy, she's waving both arms, pointing me, telling me to get back in my car. I'm kind of confused. I'm like, wait, what's going on? So she walks down to the other door, right? So she's like 5-6 doors down from me. She opens up the door and says, Sir, you have to get back in your car. Sir, you need to stay in your car, sir. Okay, so I mosey on back to the car. I just tweaked my quad playing soccer, so I'm kind of gimping around like a baboon, and hobble over to my car, get in, and I open the door and I'm getting in. Oh crap! I got books that I got to put back in the. I got to bring back. So I go get back out of my car, walk around, get the books out of the driver's side seat there, and kind of wave to the lady inside, like, "Hey, I got these books. What do you want me to do with them?" And she just keeps gesturing to the book drop like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it was full on theatrics. Um, it was insane. I couldn't even give her the books that I had to return. I had to put them in the book drop. Um, I don't know what the point. I mean, just really, am I that contagious? Are people that contagious that you can't cross paths with them just to return some books? So anyway, she finally comes out and puts the books in my driver's side, and I'm supposed to roll the window down and they deposit the books that way, and it's just ridiculous. Guys, I don't care where you fall on everything. uh, we don't need to be that cautious. All the numbers that we're seeing and everything, that's just insane. That's just insane. You can't go in a library, you can't talk to someone, they have to put books through your window. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, that's our kind of hold up on homeschool. Um, Giving us a little bit of a pause there. I had mentioned once upon a time that we were going to try to quilt together a curriculum for our younger daughter, and we're still kind of thinking about that. We are leaning more maybe on sending her to public school, um, and there's a couple different things for that. It's a tough decision. It's one that I don't really like to make. I don't really want her to go to public school. However, um, coming from a difficult background that she has, coming from neglect and um, all the things that go with foster care and neglect. Um, Sometimes I think I wonder if having a break from one another isn't a healthier thing to do for everyone involved, including her and myself and my wife and our kids, to kind of give everyone a break from things. Um, and I think it's more along the adoption side than the homeschool side of things. But, I don't know how to explain it. When going through the adoption process, you're really melding families, and you're really melding and taking on all the chaos and the baggage that existed before you were in the picture. And that going into it, you understand that. But it isn't until down the road that you fully recognize all that encompasses. And, it can be extremely difficult, especially on, our bio kids who didn't really have a choice in the matter. They had a choice to some degree, but let's face it, when you have a third child, biologically, your kids don't have a choice. Number one and two don't have a choice. It's going to happen. So that's the way we approach the adoption thing. We talked to the kids about it, but at the end of the day, it was our decision to make. And it's been tough on them, and so I wonder if sending her to public school won't give us all that little bit of a break we need to kind of catch our breath, to be able to build a healthier relationship at home, and then next year kind of build off of that by homeschooling. Just based on everything that happened last year, the way schooling went, based on some of the services that she may receive in the public school, or that some of the I don't necessarily want to say structure, but some of the the environmental rigidity, or just seeing other children behaving in a certain way, and seeing some of that, it may have a positive impact. It may not, but it's something that we're talking about, and it is not totally off the table. And it's weird. It's a weird thing to think about, because it's just, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and we'll keep you posted on all of that. And who knows, maybe one day I will do an adoption special episode. I'm always hesitant to do it because adoption is a very heavy subject. It's a touchy subject, and it's one that uh, if you haven't gone through it, if you don't know what it is firsthand, um, some people can say things that are really off-putting, and you'll hear things and you can't understand. I can't believe they would say that. How can you say that? Um, and at the end of the day, it's the truth, and that's the way things are. And until you've lived it, it's very hard to grasp. But neither here nor there. Let's get into what's going on outside. So, we lost a bunch of chickens to a raccoon. Um, we lost some turkeys. We lost a bunch of meat birds to the freezer. Right? And then last month, beginning of this month actually, we hatched out a whole bunch of new chicks. So we had 12 chicks. We've lost one so far, but they're doing good. They're, I don't know, 2 weeks old now, I think. So they're getting bigger. They're all outside with their mamas, pecking and peeping and jumping around. They're wild little things, just running all over the place. Little crazy things, and they're doing good. They're doing. One of the chicks hatched late. It was it was smaller and a little bit weak when it came out. So of course my daughter took it in to take care of it, and it needed a friend, and so I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for my daughters. If you're a father, you understand. You understand. So when she asked for a friend for her little chick, we decided that rather than take one from outside that was a little bit bigger, we'd get a newer chick down at Tractor Supply. And of course, Tractor Supply doesn't allow you to buy one chick, right? You have to buy 4 at a minimum. So I was thinking we were going to get a pair of ducks because you can get 2 ducks, and of course they didn't have ducks that day. So we're into chicks at this point, and we ended up picking up 2 pullets, 2 Wheaton Moran pullets, and they had guineas. So we got 2 pearl guineas. I've always heard mixed things about them. Heard they're really good buggers. I've heard that they're really good at kind of being watchdog type birds that will be very loud and obnoxious when a predator comes around. I've also read that they're hard to contain. They're more of a game bird. And so we will see how that goes. We're going to keep them in the pasture. We've got 2 pastures now. We just finished fencing in the second pasture. I got to run electric on it, but we've got probably 5 acres at this point fenced in. So I'm thinking we may be able to keep them in there, especially if we clip their wings and keep them from flying too high. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we have lots of baby birds all over, and on top of the baby birds, we have kittens. Because I'm a bad kitten owner, bad cat owner. We were gonna get her spayed and kind of put it off, and then the Coov happened and put it off even more. And she got out one night, and we were worried because she didn't come back. We were kind of concerned. She finally came back the next day, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll put her inside. And then we realized what was happening. She was in heat, and it was quite the spectacle. If you've ever pet a cat in heat, you'll know it is a spectacle. So we locked her up, put her in the kennel, and kept her there for 3 or 4 days until she was done. And we thought we had, we thought we did okay. We thought we got ahead of it. Well, beginning of this month, no, we did not get ahead of it. No, we have 5 kittens now. So 3 orange ones, a gray one, and a chocolate one, and I'll throw some pictures up of them. But they are very cute, very adorable. Not sure what we're going to do with any of them. If you would like a kitten and you will be a good cat owner, please get at me. Let me know. I'm happy to help you out. A little hesitant, around here to just kind of give them to people. That they, cats are lots of feral cats down here, and people treat them as such, and they can be a pest and a nuisance when they're eating your baby animals. So they are treated as such, and so I'd rather these kittens not end up like that. But anyway, so that's it. We got our cats, we got our chickens, we got our turkeys. I finally built a turkey tractor that I put in the goat pasture, and of course the goats are very curious about it, which I anticipated. Um, However, they were a little more interested in certain parts of it than I had anticipated, and so they jumped on it a little bit with their front paws and kind of front hooves, and kind of stood up on it with their front hooves and busted up the roof a little bit. And the wind came through the other night and snapped some of the PVC roof that I had. Basically took a 12-foot piece of PVC, I think it was 14 feet of PVC, and bent it over in like a bow shape and used that as a roof rib. And the wind just snapped those in half because it gets really windy down here. And so I've got to revamp that a little bit. I think we're going to have to, when I run hot wire around the rest of the pasture, we're going to have to rig something up around the turkey tractor as well, just to keep the goats off it. And we should be good to go from there. Garden's coming along all right. We harvested some corn, some peas, all that good stuff. However, it's gotten ahead of us. The weeds have, but also just the vegetables. We've just had so much going on with everything that we missed some of the food that's out there. So it'll be turned into seeds, and we'll keep that. But it's always it's disappointing when you're processing as much as time will allow, and there's still more out there to be picked and to be had. And I think we're kind of learning that with our garden as it is, unless we really kind of do some raised beds or really amend the soil, our garden is going to be tough, and we have to really pick what thrives in there. Sweet potatoes, cowpeas, watermelon, corn, some okra, and that's the summer stuff. And then the winter, you got your beets and your cabbage, your broccoli, Brussels sprouts, lettuce, stuff like that. And so I think we've kind of dialed it in, because it's been year after year with tomatoes, and they don't do well. We're not doing well with them, and yeah, tomatoes are nice, but a couple on the porch in a bucket might do just as well as what we've got going on out there. So we'll see what happens, but I think that is going to be how it goes. Let's see, anything else? No, I think that's it. I think that is it. Go check out last Tuesday's episode. I think we may be getting some mason bees on account of that episode, so go listen to that. And guys, do your things out there. Enjoy it. Have a wonderful summer. Summer is kicking in. It's going in full steam. Enjoy it, because for some of you that have that shorter summer, it's about to be over. It's about to be over, and that sucks. So, guys, remember, get out there, sow those seeds of liberty, and we can all reap sheaves of freedom together.